live from my box truck. How's everybody doing today? Happy to see you here. Happy to be back live with the group. I missed you guys. Give you guys a little shot of where I'm at. Bam. Coming to you from Fiesta Island. There's a couple of rigs out here. So if you guys were at the live last week, I was up in the mountains in Julian, California. It was pretty nice up there. And now today, I am back on the beach in San Diego. Hello, Super Dave. How are you today, sir? Happy to see you. It's a little dark in here. Let me see if I can add a little light. I think this door is throwing the lighting off. That looks a little better. Let's see what we can do here. Are you guys hearing and seeing me okay? Patty, watching from Japan. Yo, John C., what's good, my brother? Patty from Japan, hello. I feel like it must be nighttime for you in Japan. You're a world away. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. I'm curious, Patty, is there any van life going on in Japan? Curious about it. Hello, John C. The place to be with John C. How are you doing today, sir? I got a message from Super Dave, or an email from Super Dave earlier this week. He said he is getting his solar panels soon for his Scion. So I'm very excited for Super Dave to have his solar panels and be able to get some power going. GOT Reaction said he's been seeing a lot of conversions on Japanese trucks. Yeah, I've seen a lot of those key trucks. Hey, Danny G in the chat. Thank you for being here, sure. Revo Runner, hello. Happy to see you. Happy to see you here. We're just hanging out on a Wednesday. We're going to talk about van life stuff. Lisa H from Minnesota. Lisa from Minnesota. Welcome, Lisa. Happy to have you here. How's the weather in Minnesota? Is it warming up for you guys yet? 4th of July is tomorrow. Well, you guys got any cool 4th of July plans? I'm going to be here at Fiesta Island on the beach. A whole bunch of us nomads are going to create a big circle down at the end of the island, and we're going to circle up all the rigs and have a big 4th of July party. So it should be a fun time, and there should be a lot of extra people. You know, there's a lot of people here on the island that kind of come and go, you know, nomad related, nomads that come and go. But I'm thinking because it's the 4th of July, there'll be just a lot of folks all at the same time. So I'll be able to get to see a bunch of nomads that I don't normally see. Hello from Michigan. John C. is going to New Jersey. He's going to get some authentic pizza and send us pictures. Yes, John C. knows all about the good pizza. Granny Prepper, hello. First time here. Thank you for joining us. Yes, I am in San Diego. I am on Fiesta Island. Give you guys a little tour. We'll go outside for a little bit. Diana Sailor's been having storms. Matt AK flying up to Alaska next week. 10 days camping in a Land Cruiser. That sounds exciting. What's up, Marky Mark? What up? We're live, baby. Here's Diesel. What's up, Diesel? Diesel is Mark's dog. Diesel's a very sweet dog. Tons of energy. She loves catching the ball. So if you watched the video last week that released on Sunday, you got to see us putting the solar panels up on Mark's rig. And so that was kind of fun to get a bunch of nomads together, working out, doing nomad stuff. This is the current view. It's been absolutely beautiful down here in San Diego. We also have an ambulance conversion. This is Austin, and hung out with him a little bit earlier today. Looks like he's washing a grill. And then we got Zach in his shuttle bus here, and Wanderbox has their conversion vehicle. And there's a couple trucks missing. Wanderbox's main rig is off at Home Depot right now getting parts. And also, there's a huge box truck, like a 26-foot box truck. Oh, there comes Mark right now. Speak of the devil. There he comes right down the middle. And so they're also converting a huge 26-foot box truck. It's not here right now. I think it's off picking up parts as well, but that's going to be a fun project. The weather out here is so nice. It's a very quiet day on Fiesta Island. I feel like it's a calm before the storm. 4th of July is coming up tomorrow, so right now it's pretty empty. You can see there's a lot of empty space, but by this time tomorrow, the island is going to be packed full of regular folks and nomads. And here's Mark pulling in right now in his 4x4. He's got the GMC 4500 Kodiak. It's got the Duramax diesel and manual 4x4 transfer case. And so he's just backing in right now, coming back from Home Depot with probably with some supplies. They're working hard to try to complete this smaller box truck so they can get started on the bigger one. But look at this little community we have. You know, look at all these nomads hanging out. Lots of box trucks too. We got one Sprinter and one ambulance, one shuttle bus, and 4 box trucks. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing fantastic.
I love it.
And we're all sitting here just appreciating the fact that the San Diego median home price just hit $1 million this month.
Did it really?
Yes, it did.
The San Diego median home price hit $1 million this month.
Yes,
That's
it did.
crazy.
Uh-huh.
Who's buying those homes?
You know what? I don't think we are. And I'm sure as hell not going to be paying for anybody else's drywall. So.
Yeah. It's interesting, as home prices rise, more people turn to alternative forms of living. I talked to the gentleman that was here yesterday. He was parked up in a little GMC, or Chevy Astro, and he said he's a diesel mechanic. And he was tired of paying $4,000 for rent. And so he just got out of his lease and bought a little Astro, and now he's living in it.
There you go.
And just imagine saving $4,000 a month. Imagine how much fun you could have with an extra $4,000 every month.
Absolutely.
And so that's what I tell people is it's not such a bad deal. We're live on YouTube, by the way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just had a question come through. People ask about the ban on sleeping in your vehicles. And so San Diego got sued over their Vehicle Habitation Act. And so as part of the settlement, they agreed to not enforce that for 3 years. Now, we'll see how long it lasts because it's getting pretty crazy. Have you noticed all the huge RVs just parked up on the streets?
It's starting to turn into Bartertown out there.
It's starting to turn into Bartertown. Yeah, exactly. It's getting a little crazy with all the big RVs and
Slab City West.
Slab City West, all the RVs and all the people just, you know, us van lifers, vehicle dwellers, we try to take care of the area we're in and clean up and not leave a trace. But a lot of those guys in like the bigger RVs and stuff, they just leave their tanks open and have gray water spilling out and they got trash hanging out. So
I saw people getting ticketed by the police today for big old RV just dumping on the ground on the side of the street. Can't do that.
Yeah. So I'm glad that they are still ticketing to try to keep a sense of law and order. But I gotta say, how long have you been in San Diego?
Most of my adult life.
Most of your adult life?
Van lifing here for it's about a half a year now after van life in all
A half a year.
Yeah.
Okay, you've been here 6 months. So, did you get tickets previously when you were here, living in a van?
No, I've always been good about checking where I stay. And,
Okay, so you're able to avoid it.
yeah.
Okay.
But I've renegaded in 49 states in this country, so
You're a veteran.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I can see how people just trying to pull up somewhere, if you're not checking online about where spots are, you're gonna encounter some issues sometimes.
Yeah.
It's all
Yeah.
about common sense.
Yeah, I agree. And I've been doing van life for 6 years now, and I've never really got a parking ticket. I got one once, and it was in an actual paid parking lot downtown, and it was just because I stayed overnight. I didn't pay the 24-hour fee. So, but I've actually never got like a regular official city parking pass or a parking ticket. And so I feel like as long as you're careful about it, it works out.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Well, that's good to hear. So he didn't get any tickets before they held off on their enforcement, and then now that they totally laid off, it looks like it's pretty open.
I never really feel any pressure, and honestly, it's San Diego. They've got more important things to worry about. I hope.
That's always kind of my thought. Is I hope there's more important things for the police to be doing than to just be hassling people that are just trying to live in their vehicles. Usually we're pretty quiet folks. So I was wondering, a little bit if I could talk to you about your job.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of folks, they want to get into the lifestyle and they don't know how to support themselves. And so Carl, right?
Yeah.
Carl's been doing this for a while, and he's got an online job, and it's pretty sweet. And so I was wondering if you might just kind of tell me about what you do and how you got into that.
I was working in public education at a high school for 15 years before COVID, and then working towards doing that more, and then COVID hit, and I found myself in Alaska traveling and met somebody that was working online teaching and ended up getting an online teaching position when I was just traveling around. Met another teacher that worked online, and now I work with adults on the internet wherever I want to pull up. This was my classroom today. We're working on our papers and getting stuff done and simulating the modern office environment. Here we are. This is how a lot of people live and work now. So I get to kind of teach the new way.
Nice.
It's nice to be able to work online. It's good to not have to do the same commute every day to the same four walls and the same chair and all that stuff. Keeps things refreshing when you get the same job every day, but you get to do it, wherever you want.
Yeah, I mean, is it nice to be able to just open the door and go for a walk on the sand, and
It is.
instead of being in a classroom?
It really is.
Yeah. So online teaching. So that's something that I think most people can do. Fortunately for Carl, he had some experience in that already. But I know some folks that don't have a lot of experience with teaching, but they're able to teach, I think, like overseas and stuff online.
Those are options too. But for whoever works in public education in a conventional classroom with a union in a big city, like that whole lifestyle, it starts to take a toll on you after a while.
Yeah.
And it really doesn't pay a whole lot. And
Yeah.
you look at the difference between that and something that you could do online. It's a lot, lower anxiety and lower pressure in
Yeah.
your daily life. You're not paying rent, so it's sure, you're technically making less money, but look at where all of that money is already going anyway. And especially in San Diego too, like we were just talking about.
Yeah.
How's a public school teacher going to survive with a median home price of $1 million?
Yeah.
This is insane.
Yeah, that's something I wonder about, is how people are just affording to live. I mean, I went to Grocery Outlet this morning, and I was just like, where does the checker live?
Right.
How does he pay? How's he paying $2,000 a month rent for a one-bedroom apartment? And then it's crazy.
A lot of people, I'm in my 40s, and this is the first time in my life I've ever been able to afford to live alone, because I've worked a lower paying job and lived in San Diego. It's just the name of the game.
Right.
So pretty happy to have mobility and independence, and get to enjoy what this city has to offer, rather than being like people complain about being house poor. It's
Yeah.
you don't even have the money or the freedom or the energy to enjoy where you are. How many people that live in Claremont never even go to the beach? How many people that live anywhere in San Diego, it's right here, and you never even take advantage of it because you're stuck
Yeah, I agree with that, and that's kind of the struggle is you just become poor from all the cost of living and the expenses, and you can live in a beautiful place like San Diego, but you're working all the time.
Yeah.
You know, you're working 50. A lot of people now are doing 2 jobs, so you're working 50 hours a week, and then you know even if you have a day off or some time off, you're exhausted. You know, you don't want to pack up the car in a cooler and go to the beach. You just want to lay on the couch and watch Netflix.
Yeah, yeah.
So.
I can tell you, I wasn't always an effective educator after closing the restaurant the night before I had to go in to teach. And that's
There you go.
that's the name of the game. For
Yeah.
folks.
So you had also a restaurant gig while you were teaching.
Oh yeah, I had to. Yeah.
That's Waffle House.
No, if there was a Waffle House in San Diego, I never would have left.
Oh, I love
If
it.
you have money and you're watching this and you want an investment opportunity, bring Waffle House to California.
Why is there no Waffle House?
The way that they franchise, it's sort of an adjacency thing where it kind of has to make its way out.
Oh,
So
okay.
You can't just open one up anywhere. You got to be kind of close to where there are.
I guess that makes sense for their supply chain and
But there's
stuff.
one in Phoenix now, so somebody's got to pull the trigger on this.
What?
Will you like cut my lawn or something?
Oh yeah, yeah. We're cutting people's lawns for free here. You can see there's a lot of growth. Like and subscribe if you want to see the finished product.
Can you cut my lawns? It's quite the good community we have, huh, Carl?
We got people for that.
All right.
I like being able to hang out with other van lifers, and I'm usually by myself so much. It's
Yeah.
kind of a nice, just a little different.
Yeah.
It's a little different.
And the longer you do it, you find spots where you get community
Yeah.
in different cities. But
Yeah.
I'm finally finding spots in San Diego where people that are regulars that
Yeah.
you can trust them to be good neighbors. It's always nice.
Look out for each other, and if you got to leave your van for a little bit, you can trust
Sure.
no one's gonna break in and steal your pee jug.
Right. Right.
That's not Arizona iced tea anymore. Be careful.
I love that Home Depot ad on Facebook, and it says your dream bathroom starts here, and it's a stack of buckets. Your home improvement project, but
Yeah.
for half the people living now, like
Uh-huh.
this is your dream bathroom.
You're
Buy
like,
the
you know
bucket.
what? I like the orange. It's a
We're
nice
done.
pop. That is pretty funny. Yeah, some people probably spend more on a bathroom remodel than an entire conversion.
Absolutely.
Lisa H asks if we see any step van conversions. Lisa H, yes. I actually just saw a beautiful step van here at the beach a few days ago. A gentleman actually bought it in Yuma, Arizona. He bought it for like $4,000. It was absolutely beautiful. He bought it from a guy that had a catering business, and so it was very well taken care of, and it had a nice custom paint job. It was a steal. He absolutely stole this step van for $4,000, and it had a Chevy 350 in it, which is nice because it's a very common engine, easy to work on. Parts are easy to get a hold of. So yeah, I do see step vans, and I'm not a big fan of the way they look, but I really liked his. Andy says, I went to bed with batteries at 12.6, woke up at 10 with nothing running. That is interesting. That is interesting. I'm not sure why that would be. I'm not sure about that. Yeah, I don't know. Are they, I guess I need some more information. Are they lead acid batteries? Are they lithium batteries? Did you leave the inverter on? Was there a refrigerator running? When you looked at them at 10.6, was there a load? Because when the batteries, the resting voltage is going to be higher than voltage when there's a load applied. So yeah, I would have those kind of questions, but typically if nothing is drawing from the battery, it shouldn't go down, especially not 2 volts like that. So definitely something funky. Lithium batteries, 400 amp hours. 12.6 is already kind of low on a lithium battery. So I would I'm not sure what to tell you. They shouldn't do that. I would try it again. Charge them up. Hopefully you have solar that's powering them. So charge them up and then just see if it happens again. That doesn't make sense to me. I'm not sure what to tell you. Somebody asked me about how I got the bolts out of my U-Haul, my center seat, or how I got the center seat out. And so yeah, that center seat has 4 bolts that hold it into the floor. And it's a traditional nut and bolt. So you have to have basically something on top holding the bolt and something on bottom holding the nut. And now when I did that box truck conversion, actually both conversions, I did them all by myself. And so what I ended up doing was, there's a little trick you can do, and you take a ratchet with the socket, put it over the bolt up top by where the seat is at, and then you can use zip ties, and you can zip tie the handle of the ratchet down to the base of the seat. And so what you're doing is you're immobilizing the ratchet head. Andy got him charged back up. Yeah, Andy, just keep an eye on it. I'm not sure what's going on, but it shouldn't do that. Yeah, so you're immobilizing the ratchet head, and then you crawl underneath the van and just use a wrench or something and loosen the bolt. And so that's one way that a single person can loosen a nut and a bolt without being able to access both sides. Hey, there's Wanderbox Mark giving us a little energy, and his friend Marcus, who is here to help out with the conversion work. It is all hands on deck. There's gonna be a lot of building going on over the next couple months. So Zach's not here right now. I was hoping he would be here with his huge box truck. I was gonna show you guys what's going on, but it's gonna be a full conversion. So we're gonna be doing a bunch of videos about that. Hopefully next Wednesday, he'll be here. We'll have some progress and I can do kind of a tour. It's gonna be really cool. He's actually gonna be living in it with his friend, who is also his videographer. So they're making 2 bedrooms, 2 separate bedrooms in the box truck. That's how big it is. And so I'll be helping out with the electrical work. And then also Ken, who is a subscriber, who I installed some shore power for a little bit ago. Redemption road trip, taking notes. Happy to hear it. Happy to hear you guys are finding value in the content. I'm itching to get another build going. 2 bed, 2 bath with a pool and a deck. Matt AK. Yeah, it's gonna be 2 bed, 2 bath. No, 2 bed, 1 bath, and there's gonna be the drop down deck on the back. No pool though, but it's gonna be pretty cool. How can you get in touch with me? Email me, nomadbrad503@gmail.com. Also in the like description of every video that I post, there's a link for how to get in touch with me, and it takes you to you can find my email there and all my other social medias. So you can reach out to me via email. That's the best way because I get a lot of messages on Instagram and I just don't always reply to them. Chilling in DC. Good question. So with batteries, usually you don't want to mix old batteries and new batteries together. So what happens is when you have an older battery, then it can weaken the newer batteries. It's not like a hard and fast rule. I mean, I could have hooked all 4 of them up and it probably would have been fine, but I just didn't want to. And so I sold those old batteries at a very good discount to an installation client of mine that needed batteries for her RV. So she got a good deal and I got a free brand new set. But those will get sold with this van. And then when I do a new build, I will do a larger capacity battery bank because the battery bank I have now is sufficient, but I would like to have a little extra storage. So if I come across a situation where it's a couple days of overcast, like when I was at Schoolypalooza last winter, it was overcast. And so it would be nice to have a little more storage. So I have 5,100 watt hours of battery right now, but next time I will double that. I'll have 10,000 watt hours and I will get 24 volt batteries. So it'll be a good time. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to a new build. I have a little bit of news. I'm going to Burning Man. Nomad Brad got a ticket to Burning Man. I got invited by a friend that has a sprinter, and I've never been, and I've never had any desire to go by myself because it's like a huge, crazy event. And so I decided to go since my friend invited me to his camp so I can stay with them. And he's been doing it for like 10 years, so I will definitely just be able to lock in with someone who's super experienced. So I'm looking forward to making a bunch of Burning Man videos and just seeing what that's gonna be like. I heard it's really hot. It can be like up to 115 degrees during the day when the sun's out. So fortunately I got air conditioning, but it'll definitely be interesting to see what the Burning Man experience is and just kind of be a part of that. I'm looking forward to it. And I think there's gonna be a lot of cool, crazy art shows and parties and things going on and music, and it's gonna be a really good time. So what's interesting is my schedule is filling up. I only have about a month and a half left that I can spend in San Diego. Chilling in DC, the van repair update is, the van's complete, it's fixed. That repair that AD did for me up in Los Angeles, it fixed it. So basically the whole problem with my van is that the driveline was out of balance. And so the driveline being out of balance caused the center support bearing to get out of alignment, and it kept destroying the seals on my transmission mounted parking brake. Adventures with Super Dave with the super chat. Hello, I appreciate you. I appreciate the support. Super Dave is such a strong supporter. He comes through every week with the super chats, and I hope somehow I can repay you, Super Dave. If there's something I can do to help you out, buddy, you let me know, because you have been more than generous with your contributions to help keeping the ship rolling, keep the gas in the tank. So whatever it is I can help you with, you let me know, buddy, and I'll be happy to provide some support. Maybe with the new build, or maybe with your next build. That offer doesn't expire. So you just let me know, brother. I'll take care of you. Yep, so the van is fixed up. It's good to go. I've been driving it now. I've definitely put a few hundred miles on it since I got the repairs, and there's been no leaks, so I'm confident about it. I am gonna get the brakes changed though. When AD was working on it, he noticed the front brakes were pretty low. The pads were pretty low. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace those. And that's about it. So I have about a month and a half left in San Diego, and then I gotta head up to Burning Man. Burning Man is the last week of August. And so I will leave a week early to give myself time to get up there, and you know, I don't wanna be rushing. And you know, I got stuff to do. I'll stop along the way and do some vlogs and maybe hit some hot springs. So I'm going to Burning Man end of August, and then I'm cruising back over to San Diego, and I'm going to Tiny Fest. Tiny Fest San Diego is like September. It's the week of like September 15th. So I'll be going to Tiny Fest and doing that. And then I think I also will have a couple jobs up in the San Francisco area. And I probably won't come back to San Diego. I'll probably just stay up north and then go over east into Arizona. And I'll probably spend a couple months in northern Arizona, Flagstaff and Sedona, and then slowly make my way south as the weather starts to cool down. What are you talking about, Patty? Which box truck you want to see inside of? I'll see if I can make it happen. Yeah, somebody said definitely goggles and a face mask. Yeah, I've actually been to the desert in, oh, what did you use to cut the FRP panel? So to cut the FRP panel, I'm pretty sure what I used was, just my Dremel Sawmax. And so FRP is just fiberglass. So any kind of I think a wheel, like a cutoff wheel or a grinder, is a pretty good tool to cut that stuff with. You could probably use a jigsaw. If you use a jigsaw with a metal blade, something that has like a lot of teeth on it, jigsaw should be fine as well. It's been a minute. I haven't done FRP since I did that red shuttle bus. So it's been a while, but FRP is not too difficult to cut. In fact, Mark is doing FRP in their box truck build. I might ask him, hey Mark, what tool are you using to cut that FRP? Using a circular saw?
Yep.
Okay.
Circular saw.
Yeah.
It's gonna be stinky, itchy.
Yeah, I mean, we could use a grinder and a cutoff too.
Uh-huh.
Yep. So circular saw or grinder and cutoff wheel.
The thing with the circular saw is chipping.
Where I protect them.
Oh yeah, so it can chip with the circular saw. So you think like some blue tape on the edge, will that help?
Would probably help.
does
Otherwise,
help.
sometimes what they'll do when they like do vinyl siding is they'll actually take the blade off and put it.
In reverse. Yep, I've heard of that. Okay, so to avoid chipping, you could put the blade in reverse or you could tape the edge with blue tape. Maybe do both.
Yeah. Probably.
Double up your safety.
Yeah. Not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Blue tape will help from scuffs too when
Yeah.
you're running the saw across.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah, keep the scuffs off. I like it,
I'm
yeah.
using the track saw right on top of it because the track saw is where it's at.
Yeah, if you guys need to cut straight lines, the track saw is like a godsend. It's such a nice way to get clean, smooth cuts easily, and you don't need a huge table saw.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to leave the material stationary and just move the saw, not have to move an 8-foot sheet of plywood.
This makes it so much easier, and I like it more than the big table saw.
Yeah,
I do.
nice. Hell yeah.
Worth the investment.
Did you find those connectors at all?
Not the 90s. I was like, yeah, we'll deal with that
Another
time.
day, okay.
But the only reason we need the 90s is
Yeah.
because we've got two walls right there.
Yeah.
The switches are going on it. and
Yeah,
It's just tight.
too tight, okay.
Yeah.
Did you see my text? They have them at AutoZone.
AutoZone.
I couldn't believe it.
That's great. Thanks for that.
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
Good that you know.
So, I was talking to Mark. I think a lot of questions came by that I missed. This is Austin's adventure bike. I saw something about that. So he just picked this up a little bit ago. KLX, it's a big boy. I think it's like a 650. But he's been enjoying it. So what he'll do is he works here as a sailing instructor here in San Diego. So he'll just park up his rig wherever he's staying for the night, at the beach, on the street, wherever, and then he rides his bike down to the harbor. And that's his little commuter bike. Or if he needs to go, run to the post office, get some groceries, then he just takes out the KLX. Pretty nice little rig. He's inside right now watching a movie. I talked to him a little bit earlier. He's got a little movie action going on. Little movie action. Redemption road trip. I'm considering installing a mini split as an I wish I could see the history on the chat. I wish it would show me chat history. Where are you gonna put the mini split? I'm unclear on where you're gonna put it as to why it would be an issue. If you could tell me, again, what your plans are with it, I'll try to read it and make sense out of it, give you an answer. But I love mini splits. I used mine up in where was I? Oh, I was over to waiting for the concert. I went to a concert last week with King. We went and saw Blink 182 at Petco Park here in San Diego. It was super fun, but it was hot during the day. And so I kicked on the mini split, let King come in and catch a little cooling, and we just kind of hung out for the day and waited for the concert. It was super nice, super fun. And so I love a mini split, definitely recommend one. And they use between 300 and 800 watts. So depending how much solar you can put on the roof, inside the box, inside the back door, interior wall separated from living area. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely recommend a mini split. I don't know, I don't see any reason with that. I don't see any issue with that. Give you guys a little view of the beach. The last couple of days, the clouds have been rolling in the evening. About 6, 7 o'clock, the clouds come in, kind of give us a little early gray, but it's been beautiful during the day. Absolutely gorgeous day. Oh, are you asking about the outdoor unit on the mini split? I see. I misunderstood you. Yeah, so, you know, a mini split is 2 parts, right? There's an indoor portion and an outdoor portion. And so the indoor portion is where your hot or cold air conditions your living space. And then the outdoor unit is where it exhausts the hot air. So yes, the outdoor unit has to be outside. You can't exhaust it like into a sealed space. But I had someone ask me that wanted to try to have like have it be more stealthy. And so they were asking about like building out the mini split inside the back of the box. And so I think what you could do is if you partitioned off a section in your box truck, I think you could mount the outdoor portion inside, but you would have to have like a serious big ass grill, like a huge grill. So that's the thing is, like if you look sometimes at like service trucks, like you'll see sometimes like city working vehicles, or think about like on a shuttle bus, they have the little grates on the bottom for the mini split. Let me see if this guy's has one. Yeah, this. See, you would basically need something like this. You would have to have like a vented, you'd have to have a vent that would allow all that hot air to exhaust outside. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, my farts are super hot. You need to vent those farts out.
Dude, it's smelling a little farty in there, actually.
Yeah.
You're not joking, are you?
No.
Farting it up in there.
Hardcore.
Hardcore farting.
Days off. Farts on.
Days off, farts on. Hell yeah, brother. You catching up on that movie, bro? Little gaming?
Taking a break.
Chilling.
Charging up the Nintendo Switch.
Okay.
Just doing a little Instagram and granola bar fun.
Yeah.
Relaxing.
Nice, dude. I love it.
Literally doing nothing.
That's the best feeling.
Yeah, clean my sink and then my stove.
I saw you working on your stove out here, yeah.
Looks good now.
Is that your primary cooking
Yeah.
appliance? You use that inside, yeah?
Yeah, I take a circular wire brush and I just shave everything off and then I clean it.
It looks brand new.
Thank you. Yeah, just like, well, it's not ideal to like wire brush it because it's gonna just tamper with like the paint, or I mainly just do it on the silver.
Yeah.
You see the brush.
Yeah.
It's like big.
Yeah, it looks like brushed aluminum now. It looks custom.
Stainless steel.
Stainless steel, yeah. Looking good, brother.
You don't mean to interrupt your video.
No, you're good, man. You're good. You want to say hi to the people?
What's up, y'all?
I was
YouTube, right?
YouTube, yeah. I was telling them you're like a sailing instructor and they like your bike. And so I was telling them that like you park up as a nomad and then sometimes take your bike into work and
Yeah. Then I seem like a normal individual involved with society when I show up to work on a bike. They're like, oh, let's do rides a bike.
yeah.
You know, like I used to drive this to work.
Yeah.
And everybody hated me.
Yeah. Do they think more highly of you now when you pull in on a bike instead of an ambulance?
I work alone really and don't see a lot of people, so it's all just in my head.
It's all
So I'm,
psychological.
like, out there in this, like, you know, whenever they have a concert on Shelter Island,
Yeah.
you'll hear people like walk by, just knocking on it. But
Yeah.
now when you see the bike, more people are like, oh, nice bike. You know?
Yeah.
So
Is it a KLX?
KLR.
KLR 650.
Yeah.
Okay, KLR 650.
Yeah.
Nice.
Need a new back tire. But
Yeah.
it's a project, just like this thing. Yeah.
I mean, it's getting close to racing slick, man. Maybe you don't need a new tire. It's just evolving.
Yeah, it's easier in the sand. You want either bald or big flaps.
Exactly, bald or paddles, bro. You're going towards bald.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
like driving in the sand because then you can actually see the tread.
Yeah, right.
Without the sand on it, it just looks like a bald tire. Proves that I still have some left.
Hell yeah.
And I love it. Like without the bike, it was just like, do you drive this to work or the bicycle, or you just like post them at work, and then like when you get off work, you don't want to drive at 5 o'clock, so then I just no one ever saw me.
Yeah.
I just come park out here with you guys and can rip into work real quick, or go get food or to run into town.
Yeah.
So
I like that idea because it's a process to pack everything up and then go into town. But with this, you just leave all your shit all over and let the farts air out.
yeah, turn the vent on.
Yeah.
That's the thing about ambulances. It comes with a fart vent.
Oh, really?
Yeah, built in, ready to go.
Ambulances come with a built-in fart vent.
And then I drilled a hole into the bathroom, so then when you're done doing your business, it vents out both rooms.
Oh,
That's the
nice.
Max Air fan, but
Nice.
before the Max Air fan, that was the only fan I had.
Okay.
It just sucks air out.
Yeah. So that vents out from your shower, and I like it. Heck yeah, man.
Yeah. I love it. The concussion cabin.
Concussion cabin.
It's the best. I love her.
It's the ambulance.
Ammo squad.
Hell yeah, man.
Enjoy your video.
All right, brother. A Subaru NPR or Mitsubishi Fuso builds. Yeah, this is, I don't know what this is. This is one of those. What is this? What is this? Oh, it doesn't have the logo on it. I don't know. This might be a Fuso. I'm not sure if that's a Fuso or an NPR, but one of them. GOT reactions, yes, 2008 or newer. Now, I will say, just as a disclaimer, I've had two Ford E450s. I had a previous box truck that was the same as this, and also a shuttle bus like this one. And they both had the parking brake piece, and I never had any issues. And we discovered the issue wasn't the parking brake, it was the driveline. My driveline was out of balance and it was jacking everything up, right? So it's not really the parking brake's fault, right? The parking brake going out was a symptom of having an out of balance driveline. However, yes, if you get a 2008 or newer Econoline, then there's no transmission mounted parking brake. So I would probably do that. Plus, when you get the 08 or newer, you get the updated body style. You get the updated body style, which is like the bigger headlights and the dash and the interior is updated. So I like an 08 plus. Tennessee Tim, I hear you. So this one right here, this is Marky Mark's rig. He's got the tilt cab, but he actually does plan to make a pass-through. I don't know exactly how he's gonna do it, but he is planning to, what he's gonna do, I think, is he wants to shorten the box a little bit, and I think he wants to move the whole box forward, and then somehow he's planning to cut in a pass-through. So I guess it's possible. Actually, somebody emailed me a video of somebody in Europe that did a pass-through on a tilt cab. So I know it's possible. It's just, you gotta think outside the box. You gotta think outside the box, truck. Yes, Donald Frazier, it was the driveline. Yeah, now I know. I just didn't, I guess what I thought, the reason I didn't think it was the driveline is I thought I would hear something or feel a vibration. That's what threw me off, is I never heard any clunking sounds. I never felt any vibration. And I even put a GoPro up under the vehicle body. I like strapped a GoPro up there to watch the driveline, and it didn't visibly look like it was out of balance. It wasn't like making any funny shapes. So I don't know, I just messed it up. I wish I could have solved the problem sooner, but I'm happy that I have a solution. And the good news is now I met a guy who's a U-Haul mechanic, and so he can help me with kind of whatever I need in the future. And Josh LLC, who helped me set up that meeting, I told him I would take care of him, and he wanted the fridge, so I just sent out the fridge freezer over to Josh LLC, and he received it today. So he sent me a message, let me know he received it. Yeah, so the driveline balancing was only 120 bucks. I had it done at a driveline shop in LA. And so I thought that was super reasonable. And it was pretty cool. They took me inside. They took me inside to the shop and they showed me the little machine they put it on and how they spin it. And the machine has settings where you can simulate a certain speed. And so he ran my driveline all the way up to 100 miles an hour. And then he added weights to it. He showed me it was out of balance, and then he added weights to it and gave it a fresh coat of paint. So it was definitely a very good service. And I thought it was pretty reasonable, 120 bucks. So not too bad. But yeah, GOT reactions. And that was something else that was nice about meeting with AD, the U-Haul mechanic, is he told me about all the different service intervals they do on their rigs. And he told me they balance their drivelines every 15,000 miles, which is pretty crazy because I've never balanced a driveline ever on any vehicle I've ever owned. Never once have I balanced a driveline. So to find out that they balance them every 15,000, that was a good eye-opener for me. And he had some other recommendations too on service intervals for maintenance, so definitely a good guy to know. And that's something to consider is when you get into these heavy-duty vehicles with big, heavy components, you know, you definitely want to take care of them, and you want to try to figure out what type of service they need. Take care of it. Take care of it before it bites you. So I learned my lesson the hard way, spent way more money than I should have on replacing a bunch of parts, but in the end, it all worked out. We figured it out. Tennessee Tim with the super chat, #1 fan. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you, Tennessee Tim. I appreciate you being here, helping support the Nomad community, and I hope to meet more of you guys as you get into vehicles and hit the road. Charter bus. I don't really know how much overhead is in a charter bus. I've never been in a charter bus, but my box truck has 7-foot ceilings, and that's after insulation. And I don't know that a charter bus has 7 feet floor to ceiling, because I think on the charter buses, it's mostly underneath. They have like storage compartments. So even though the charter buses are super tall, I feel like a lot of it is under seat storage. I could be wrong though. I'm not sure. You'd have to Google. You have to consult Google for some dimensions. The one you had, you mean my shuttle bus? Oh, I thought you meant like the big commercial, like tourist charter buses. My shuttle bus was about 6'3", I think. Which I'll tell you what, it definitely makes a difference, because when I was in my shuttle bus, if I had a hat on, it was like really close. So having those 7-foot ceilings really does make a big difference. It's a game changer. I'm just north of you, dude, in La Mesa. Still a little sun left over here. Enjoy Fiesta. Thank you, John. I appreciate it. I am joining Fiesta. Big Moist. Can you guys stay overnight? No, you cannot stay overnight. They police it pretty heavily. It's interesting because you can stay overnight in a lot of places in San Diego, but they still kick everybody out of Fiesta every night at 10. The cops come through. Some nights the cops come through like right at 10 and they'll tell everybody to get the hell out or you're gonna get a ticket. And then other nights, look at this. They even got ice cream. Ice cream for the Nomads and chips, ice cream and chips and snacks. And then other nights, they don't come right away to kick you out, but they'll roll through randomly at like midnight or something. And then if you're still here, they'll give you a ticket. So for some reason, they really police Fiesta Island heavily, but I can understand because if they didn't, it would just be full of motorhomes. Kind of like the streets are right now. There's a ton of motorhomes, big dumpy motorhomes on the streets. Yeah, Donald Frazier, I'm about 5'10", and I love the 7-foot ceilings. I really do. I went in this shuttle bus the other day, this one right here, which is about the similar to the one I had, and it's just not as nice, you know, the ceiling being like 6'3" or whatever, and then when you add insulation and roofing, it's too short. This one right here, that's about the same height as the shuttle bus I had. Now the new box truck he got, the big behemoth, is it's like 8-foot ceiling. It's actually, the ceilings are more than 8 feet. It's an absolute monster. But it's a huge box truck. I mean, I don't think it's very practical for most Nomads. Like there ain't no stealth camping in it. It's gonna be very limited, the places you can take it. You're gonna be, yeah, anyway. But he's gonna have fun with it. He's doing a big cross-country road trip, and so he'll make a good adventure out of it. But I wouldn't recommend something that big for most people. The Chaz man, I love your build. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I love my build too. I love my build, but I'm itching to get something new. I feel like, yeah, Tennessee Tim, I agree. Small works best for camping. Donald Frazier, I'm gonna do a 2x4 floor space for plumbing and electrical. John C, when my daughter was 12, we saw a Good Humor ice cream truck. Ha ha ha, your daughter is funny. Just like you, John C. Funny, funny. All right. Hop back up in the home on wheels here. Those people got some crazy music going down there. They're pumping the stereo. Diana Saylor, how much solar does a diesel heater need? Almost no solar. So, the only thing that's electric on a diesel heater is the fuel pump and the fan. Oh my goodness, that is so loud. That is ridiculous. That is so loud. A diesel heater uses almost no electricity. It probably uses like 5 or 6 amps, which is a very small amount. And that's why I like diesel heaters, because usually when you're using a diesel heater, it's cold and usually there's not a lot of sun. It's like wintertime, it's cloudy, stormy. And so it's pretty easy to run a diesel heater because they don't require much solar. So I recommend it. I think it's way better than a heat pump for that reason. A heat pump uses a lot of energy, like on a mini split. Diesel heater, not much. And they're pretty efficient. The diesel heaters, most of them have a 1 gallon to a 1.3 gallon tank. And I was in Oregon a couple winters ago camping, and I ran my diesel heater from about 8 p.m. until 9 a.m. And I want to say I went for 3 days like that on a 1.3 gallon tank. So pretty efficient, you know, really not bad. And I mean, diesel's like, I don't know, depending where you're at, it's between $4 and $5 a gallon. So pretty reasonable to basically be able to heat your van, overnight for 3 nights in a row for $5 or maybe $8. That's a pretty good deal. So anyway, I like a diesel heater. I think it's a pretty good choice. Give you guys a little shot here. So this has pretty much been the vibe of Fiesta Island in San Diego over the last couple months I've been here, just meeting a lot of new nomads, hanging out on the beach, doing some builds, having fires. We'll probably do a bonfire later tonight. Mark's got a whole bunch of wood in the fire pit, so we'll probably have a nice little bonfire, hang out, tell some nomad stories. Donald Frazier asked if I've done an Oregon beach trip. I have. I grew up in Oregon. Oregon was my home for 30, man, I don't know how old am I now. For 30 something years, I lived in Oregon. But yeah, I like the Oregon beaches. The southern Oregon coast is the best. My favorite beach is called Gold Beach in southern Oregon. It's huge. It's just a big, long beach, and there's almost nobody there because there's like a small town with a gas station and a restaurant and maybe like a convenience store, but that's it. There's no Walmart, there's no regular city. And so for that reason, people don't really stay there. So it's mostly like a drive-through town. So it's awesome for being a nomad because there's no competition. The beach is just open for miles. And there's also a lot of agates and other like rocks, like agates and sea glass and stuff that washes up in that area. So it's a cool place to kind of comb the beach and just look for little treasures. And they have some interesting rock formations. They have like some big rock formations and some hills and some cliffs and stuff. So it's a pretty cool place. I like Southern Oregon a lot. Big Moist, how much solar do you need? If we're talking about a box truck, then I would say you need a minimum of 1,000 watts of solar. Thank you, Diana. You're welcome. You have a safe 4th of July as well. Big Moist, 1,000 watts minimum on a box truck. I have 1,200. It treats me right. The cool thing is solar panels are cheap. Hopefully you guys have seen my video about how to get super cheap solar panel deals. But I'm helping with this box truck build that's going on right now on the beach. And I found a guy on Facebook Marketplace here in San Diego, and he's selling 450 watt panels, brand new, off the pallet, still shrink wrapped, for $100 a piece. $100 a piece. So since the box trucks have such a big roof, if you got 3 of those panels, it would cost you $300, and you would have like 1,400 watts of solar easily. What do we got? 4 times 3 is 12, 13. Yeah, you'd have about 1,350 watts of solar. So that's what I'd recommend. And always, I feel like on a box truck, I would just fill the roof with solar panels and not even put in a fan, like a max fan or anything, because I've been living in this rig for almost 2 years now. I've always had max fans in my previous rigs. In this one, I really don't miss it. I have this kitchen exhaust hood, and so that can pull fresh air outside or pull inside air outside, and then I just crack a window. So I'll crack a little window, kick on my exhaust fan, and that ventilates it pretty well. But when you have a ton of solar and you have a mini split, you don't need a max fan for cooling. When it gets hot, you just crack a window, and then if it's too hot, you just turn on the air conditioner. Because, the energy is free. Solar energy is free. If you have a huge battery bank, you end up collecting way more energy than you need anyway, so you might as well use it. It's like, it makes sense. You might as well kick on the mini split and run it. It's free energy. So I would recommend just filling the roof with solar, get a big battery bank, don't worry about it. If you really want to have an exhaust fan, they do make some you can side mount, like up in the side of your rig. Like if you have a bathroom toilet or a shower and you want to have some kind of an exhaust system, they make some side mount little round units that you can just put on the side. Anthony G, giggle free. Giggle free, my friend. Giggle free. So yeah, that's pretty much the ticket. That's where we're at. Coming up on an hour now. Donald Frazier, I'm not punching big holes in the roof. Side vents only. There you go. Yep, side vents are easy. I've always done holes in the roof. As long as you seal them on previous builds, as long as you seal them properly, it's fine. My last box truck, I cut in a max fan in the roof. It was fine. It didn't leak. You just got to seal them properly. But that being said, yeah, it's, you know, it's even more safe to just have a side vent. So we're coming up on an hour now, an hour for the live stream. That's about my limit of how long I can talk continually without losing my voice. So if you guys have any last minute questions, let me know. Drop them in the chat. I'd be happy to try to answer them for you. And if not, I'll hopefully see you guys next Wednesday. And hopefully next Wednesday, the build will be going on. We'll have the big box truck back, the 26-footer. And hopefully that build will be in full swing. And so I can kind of show you guys, give you a little tour, show you guys what's going down. And it should be fun. And there'll be a lot of regular YouTube videos going up, just kind of showing the progress and everything that's happening. So I got a video coming out Sunday that covers my trip to Julian. So I went up about 45 minutes northeast of San Diego, up to the mountains, up to the lake, and did a little camping. It was pretty fun. Anthony G, buy from Diamond Bar, Nomad Step Van. There you go. Anthony G's got a step van. Happy to hear it, man. Donald Frazier, did you use butyl tape? Yes. So pretty much on every installation, I used butyl tape and Dicor. So the way you want to seal your roof is like when you cut a hole, you put butyl tape down, and then you put your item on top of it. Like for example, on a Max fan, right? It has the big plate that goes down. So you cut the hole, you put the butyl down, then you put the Max fan down, then you screw in the fan, and then you put Dicor sealant over the top on the edges where the edge of the fan meets the butyl tape or the roof line. So there's a couple different options you can use, but basically butyl tape as like a gasket if you're sealing two products together. And if you're not sealing two products, like if you just drill a hole, you need to seal it, then I always recommend lap sealant, self-leveling lap sealant as a good choice. Someone asked about batteries, DIY. I don't recommend DIY batteries anymore. DIY batteries used to be really a cheaper option back when lithium was just coming out, and Battleborn was $800 a piece, and basically there were no cheaper options. People were doing the DIY cells as a cost savings, but at this point, the lithium battery prices have gone down so much that I think it just makes sense to just buy a pre-assembled, fully functioning battery with the BMS built in. And you can get them huge now. I mean, you can get a 12-volt, 400 amp hour battery in a single package. So personally, I think it makes sense to just buy something already constructed. You're not having to build it and balance the cells and run a bunch of wires and connect a BMS. That's a lot of effort. And that's something that I think is more for people that enjoy it. You know, they just like nerding out on that type of electrical project and they want to do it themselves. I understand that and I say go for it. But for most people, for the average van lifer, I would say don't bother. Just buy a pre-made battery in whatever size you need, or buy multiple batteries. So that's it for me, guys. I'm out of here. I appreciate you guys stopping by for the chat, asking questions, giving support. Thank you, Super Dave, and thank you, Tennessee Tim, for your generous contributions tonight. It helps me continue doing what I'm doing, bringing the information, sharing the good words. And if you guys have any questions, you can also email me. Patty from Japan, goodbye. Thank you for joining. You can always email me, nomadbrad503 @gmail.com. and I will try to reply and help you out as best as I can. So that's it for me. Coming from the beach in San Diego, I'll give you guys a little parting shot of the beach as the sun goes down. And I will see you guys next week, Wednesday, same place, same time, 6 p.m. Pacific. Nomad Brad signing out. Peace.